Did not think you can fail that, but now you know, I guess. So I have to be quicker there. Okay. Very unfortunate. That's how it works, yeah. How it works easily. No, that's why the run died, because you weren't here, Defiantry. That's why the run died. Clearly the reason. Let's try again. Let's try again. This will obviously be not the right one, because yeah, I think every time, the first time you load the game up, you don't get the short hallway. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was kind of that was an okay run, so it's not that annoying. Ah. Come on. Nope. Nope. Ah, I forgot to skip. Oops. Honestly, I don't have my runs dead emotes at the moment. We'd rather be fitting off the hours. I mean, I have affiliate now. I think it might be worth I add a runs dead emote. I think that'd be funny. But I gotta think of something. That's just really slow reaction time by me. Oh my god. Yeah. Affiliate moment. I got a really bad like prefix for my affiliate. Oh, for fuck's sake! God damn it! Okay, you've just discovered a new option in my emote thing that I didn't realize I had enabled with that GG explosion. Oh my god! I can add this to the founder collection. Thank you so much, Defiantry. That was not needed, but thank you. That's really kind of you. I hope you enjoyed the founder's badge, because that's all I have set up right now. That's for the default. That's the default. I don't know. I need to look into the emotes because I haven't touched any of it. Let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Whiteboard done. Okay, good. You got
Stanley
it.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came
Run
to
has
set
begun.
up
Let's
two
go.
open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took
Might not be
the
as big as
first open door
PB.
on his left.
Not big as a gain compared to my best because I had to go get whiteboard, but
Stanley
it's
was so
fine.
bad at following
We got the
directions,
whiteboard
it's
endings.
incredible
That's
he
one
wasn't
piece of RNG out of the way. Epic. Okay, we lost like 4 seconds. I'm not terrible.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it
Let's
seemed
go.
the office had begun. Was so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun.
There you go. That's that sorted out. I'll just climb this table again.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation.
Yeah, this game. The whiteboard ending is like, it's not an official ending, I guess. But it's like a joke that we consider as one of the endings you need to get. So you need to get that blue hallway at the beginning to get that ending, which has killed my first attempt at running this category because I didn't get it for the whole 3 hours. So it's good to get that immediately so then I don't have to worry about it from now on.
How much more exciting
RNG emote. Oh my god, that's okay. 2 emotes I need to look into, cause that'd be fun.
Look what you've done to me. This is all your
Or an emote that just says white, like a whiteboard emote. That'd be funny. Powerful. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay, left door, left hallway.
Stanley
Okay.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Don't know that's faster, but that's interesting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct.
My last
way to the
run of
meeting
this
room,
category
and
was
Stanley
a
knew it
week
perfectly
ago,
well.
so
Perhaps he wanted to
hopefully I
stop by
don't
the
forget
employee lounge
the new
first,
strats
just to admire
that
it.
people have done.
Wow.
But I probably will forget the
This
new strats.
room, but eager to
that
get
people
back
have
to
done.
business, Stanley took the first open door.
We can try, we can try. It's calm.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Meow.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
Stanley leapt on the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you're very powerful. And then the reluctant. Oh my god. I can't be reluctant in that room. Shit. There you go.
But Stanley simply
I got 2 blue. That's so early. That's so early to get.
Fell under his
Oh my god.
He had never been trained for that.
Yeah, my Discord DMs
This
are open,
couldn't go
yeah.
anywhere
So you can
except
message me.
badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to
Don't worry about
himself, is to wait.
If you want, that'd be cool, yeah.
Nothing will break me.
So I can get some inspiration
Here I'll be
on
happy
what I could
forever.
design, I guess.
I will be happy. Stanley
I do, okay, I actually do want to have a whiteboard emote, because that seems pretty funny.
He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long
Or I can use the
enough,
whiteboard as a
was
background for something else as an
eventually
emote.
someday
Okay, that was your
they
DM,
would
gotcha.
arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end.
That was my Discord chat, not yours. So if I got you to check your Discord, haha, baited.
Closer. Now it's even closer.
Ah, yeah, okay, I remember now. I know the second one, that's Dark Viper's run's dead, and I know the first, isn't the first one also his emote?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Zero mode is on,
Stanley decided
but I
to
also
go to
have a
the
tendency to
perhaps he had
miss,
simply
like,
missed a
not
memo.
read important stuff. That's why I have it disabled for now.
New content.
Over his, yeah.
What does
Okay.
that mean? New content.
I mean, the RNG one is just clever. I love that emote a lot. It's very nice. Yeah. I'll look into some inspiration for them for this then.
And thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
I'm definitely gonna get
Ultra
Stanley
Deluxe.
Parable related emotes because I feel like, yeah, if I'm running this so often, I might as well, you know.
2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley
Hey, can I
Parable
change streamer
Ultra
mode
Deluxe,
settings on
a
my phone?
reimagining of
Could that
the
be
game for
an
consoles
option?
and home computers.
Settings.
The Stanley Parable Ultra
I
Deluxe
don't, I can't.
features
Ah,
exciting
do it
new
later then.
content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Please. So please. Ah.
Step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new
Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
How far away am I from like optimal?
Is it broken?
Yeah, I'm slower than world record by now because I had to restart, but it's fine. It's fine.
Somewhere oh, here we
I feel
go.
that.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready.
Ah,
Let's do
actually,
it.
bad crop the. Okay, that one can be funny. The bad crop the whiteboarding game and just scale it down to whatever the pixel size is or emotes and just see what it looks like. That could be funny. I might do that. That actually seems like a really dumb idea that I want to try. Okay, this is gonna be interesting if I can
Alright.
get this.
All right, let's see. It's the jumps.
Nope. Got it. Second try, good enough.
Is
Just there. I'll just take that emote. I'll just take that and make
there
a.
has to be something else, right? Goodness.
I'll take that and make that the whiteboard ending. The whiteboard emote, just the white box.
It's just elevators and jump.
We complain about this game. No lava, no swimming barrels, no boss to kill at the end. Wow, bad game. I gotta refund it now.
New content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And wait,
you say that. There is actually a Dark Souls reference or a Dark Souls Easter egg in this game, and it involves like glitching the jump mechanic. Which again shows that the devs knew people were going to try to break their game, so they had an Easter egg for jumping, and it's one of those soul things where you can see like how someone died. I don't know what they're called in the game, but like yeah, those like parts of the game where you can see them die, and then their ghost kind of shows how they die. But in this game, it's just this character like waving to you and saying, "All hail like jumpers." Something like that. Just pretty funny.
These people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Did you do the demonstrative thread? I did do the demonstrative thread. When? Like a few. Was it last week? Maybe earlier than that? Probably earlier than that. But I did it. So, and it is possible. With some creativity at the airport jump, but it is possible. So, it is something I could consider as a theme, or at least part of a traffic theme. I need to look into that soon because Buffy's gonna be on in 2 weeks, I think. 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks because he's going to Silverstone next week, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
Remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Oh, is it now?
Our little
oh shit, I kind of want to watch some of that then.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can
watched like last time I watched a bit of it, like just here and there. It was just cool to see all the new stuff, so I might watch it again. Just have it open in the background.
Doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful?
Yes, I am clearly from Monaco. That is the Monegasque flag, not the Indonesian flag. Promise.
10 out of 10 from
Promise.
James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "We're so many games that aspire to be more than
Promise.
games, end up less than any form of art. Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley?
Every game ever created.
That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
It was literally every game ever created.
It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator.
Didn't react fast enough. Feels bad.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
There you go.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and
that's why I don't mess up the jump, because I need to think of a backup strat if I mess up the jump.
9 out of 10. Don't you
Because yeah,
the game was perfect.
I don't know if there's I need to be quicker than I think.
New content. It just
needed to be left alone.
To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh, too early? Feels bad?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Skill issue?
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Wait, what's this? Okay.
Hang on. I don't recall
yeah, we didn't soft-lock the level at least, so if this jump fails, I can recover.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even imagine what's being collected down here. Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
God, the rust is really showing in my skills right now.
With his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Funny. I'm a trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley parable, but the game is already such a densely layered... Okay, let's see what
Okay,
this one
come on.
says.
Don't have skill issue, let's
While
go.
the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets
Nice,
annoying.
first try.
Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can
Be
tell me
safe
if
for
I'm
now.
preachy,
Not gonna
honestly,
rush
you
this.
can. Oh, goodness.
There you go, we're
It's
good.
actually quite shocking for me. I always,
I'm going
to
to
be
be
honest,
to
I
get
have
the shit
always
together.
thought of the
Pulling
game's
and
dialogue
join
as
as
being rather
well.
terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
What an awful...
The
name
run
to
can
have.
continue.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so
Very
the
good.
narrator can
Very
catch up
nice.
with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip
So
button.
I actually had to change the run a bit, the routing a bit, because I thought that later on was
Yes, I think we can do that.
when
If
doing the
it's something
endings
too
properly.
preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead.
I thought reordering some of the endings would mean that I would be faster by like 20 seconds maybe. So hopefully that is the case. If not, then I wasted my time rerouting stuff.
I do anything for the customer stand.
Damn,
And here it is.
feels bad. Team goes up by 600%.
Back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue.
Now is the fun part of this split. Just
Well,
clicking
well,
the skip
Sport,
button
You really did catch me rambling
for
on, didn't you?
3.5 minutes.
The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that
Okay,
the amount of
welcome
time
back,
the
Stanley.
button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley.
I could set a macro up, just infinitely press for this part, just to save energy, but that's fine.
It's been a week or 2 weeks.
Oh, hello, it's you.
You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about it.
Oh, and now he's gone. Where did he go? Oh yeah, he actually will. He actually will be talking forever. There is a video online I think people have made where they just play through all the dialogue that he has for this section.
It was meant to have a point. It was meant
And
to speak to the human.
If you just take the unique parts of it, it adds up to 25 minutes of content. So by going through this, you're skipping through 25 minutes of him rambling over whatever topic. It's so funny.
The end is never the end.
Like this will loop. This will loop infinitely because it's just him saying the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, over and over.
The end is never the end.
Now he's gone for good, I think. Yeah. Okay, it's done. God damn it. God, it's grass. And plants. Crazy. Oh no, they're all gone. It's still raining on my screen. It's like glitched the weather like graphic they add on top. Okay, that's one. So I gotta after wait this time, then next time, and then I reverse. Yep. Oh no, I'm too early. Ah, I forgot. That's fine. There we go. Pretty sure it is the plot in movie Passengers. Confirmed all as part of the same universe? Big brain? It's an infinite hole. I gotta remember the new route to take. And also not to waste. Yeah, I can do that. Should be fine. It's infinite hole. Okay. And decent time save. That's good. That's fine. If I hadn't messed up one part of it, it should be better.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would
But
be.
it's fine. Yeah, here you go. I have a minute 16 time save here.
And from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Some big time save opportunities. Hopefully to make that graph look much nicer than it does right now. There you go.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this
ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Time for crazy routing that's just really just beelining at everything.
To a measly re-release with a few minor additions. Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a
fully fledged sequel.
An entirely new experience
Built from the ground up.
Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, then surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development
not waste jumps here.
more of a fuzzy magic.
We played this game before.
Logical, really.
This game aged well.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole
There you go.
that you can fall down forever.
Nice.
Right. Infinite falling.
Infinite falling.
One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole,
So this is one of the
press
endings.
teleport button
The infinite hole
back
ending.
up to the top, and we can great. Now, I'm very excited to
There you
show
go.
you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I
Guess we're back at the hole now.
Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but
Forever.
There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show
Like
you
this.
some more of them.
Like this is so
How
funny.
about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually...
Oh
stay in the
really,
hole long
Defiantry?
enough
That's a
to get
really
to the
interesting
bottom.
point.
Yes, I know. I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever?
Infinite
The hole
hole.
was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much.
Maybe you're the problem.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole
Mostly infinite.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the... Oh, for heaven's... You see, I was right.
So good.
The problem is you. The problem is that
You like holes too much. Hey.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but
Brothy
not you.
creep
Oh,
emoji?
No. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Do did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect
It's
that
so
I'm
simple. It's such a good
it's no
joke.
longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. How is this still
There you go. And now we continue with
I know you're
the
obsessed
unique
with
routing
holes,
of this
but
level.
at this depth, I just can't see this
Secret
scratching the
bus.
itch.
Very short details. No,
Who am I
see
to
it's
judge?
out there.
You just
Yeah,
do
just such a
whatever
good
it is you're
detail.
here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
There you go.
Is the
Oh, mouse is
teleport
acting up.
button
Nice.
working? You sure? Well, I mean, here we are. Go on, try out some of the new. Still nothing. Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stan. A common complaint.
There you go. And now we
was
just
that
skip
it
some
was
of the dialogue
confusing and
to get this sorted out.
that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair.
Now
in
we had to
those
get the
who
bucket.
played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, take care, Stanley. I hope you and the whole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
There it is. There is the bucket. Let's get it now before the game tells us off. Got it.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to
I want to open the door before I get to the infinite hole ending stuff. Is that a sound effect? Is the infinite hole? Which I should be able to get now. As I'm playing around. You can see it on the screen, like a bunch of buttons I can press.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Okay, I'll wait for this to progress, I think. There you go. So now I have to go through this segment of the level. This is gonna tell me to change my... eventually. There you go. Changes music. Which you can't hear because I have Spotify on. Now I don't know how this level works, whether I have to keep pressing things to kind of get the next option to appear, or it's just timed. But yeah. Where's the good one? Puppies, there you go. That's the one I'm gonna keep. It's so good. Now I can change myself. Where's the error version of Stanley? Is that Stanley? There's error Stanley. There's drawing Stanley. There's different drawing Stanley. Normal Stanley. So good. Error Stanley. Now let's wait for the game to figure out that we need to talk to him.
Stanley?
There you go.
Stanley! Stanley! Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run
There was
around gathering...
exactly, there was an Australian Stanley. It's so good.
And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on.
Ta-da, it's a Stanley figurine, a Figley. And now I should start heading back, and it's just...
God, really
it might auto-reset me at some
everything in
point.
a video game, and then they give you a big fancy reward for it.
For this ending, for the Infinite Hole ending. Let's go.
Alright, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
There it is. Nice. We're now ahead of, yeah. Could be faster, I think. If I wasn't so hesitant on that earlier part, I could have saved time, but that's fine.
So, Stanley, what do you think?
So now we wait for 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
It's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay.
There you go.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about it. Here we go. Version 2.
2.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
Wait, that was faster than my last... Okay,
no
what?
matter how good these games
How was that
are,
faster
they
than my
stand
last...
on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Tastefully, of course.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Yeah, here's time loss.
Would it possibly work? I suppose.
So I messed up my
It would
positioning,
need a really,
but it's fine.
really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, this is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up.
Let's try to get the skip.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Got it. He got it. Very nice.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant
We got
memory.
it.
What did it look like?
Broom
There was a
spotted and
computer,
saved.
perhaps,
Okay.
and a painting. Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. When Stanley came to a set
Yes,
of
this
two open
speedrun is
doors,
3
he
hours
entered
long.
the
This
door.
category is getting all the endings. It takes 3 hours. So yeah, it's gonna be a long one.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley stepped into the broom closet. But there was
Exactly.
nothing here. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Maybe
boss's
cleaner
office.
there, I think.
But Stanley just
There
couldn't
you
do
go.
it. He considered the possibility
Now we have
of
the
facing
Untimely
his
ending.
boss,
He's just talking
admitting
for
he had
what,
left
4
his post
minutes?
During work hours. He might be fired for that.
Oh no, are
And
the
such a
rooms
competitive
looping?
Economy, why
Oh,
had he
no.
taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something
There
occurred
you
to
go.
Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
Maybe
I am
crazy.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yeah, it's fine. No worry about the entry. Thanks for dropping by and thanks for the sub.
This is all
The
too
very
strange to
first
be
sub.
And at
Thank you so
last,
much.
He came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
I'm dreaming!
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally
Yeah, a lot of this run is just waiting for dialogue to finish. That's why it takes like 3 hours 15. You were the first. This is the first stream I done since getting affiliate. You were the first.
I may as well enjoy this.
Congrats, you have that milestone.
So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too.
I should have a golden founder's badge, god damn it.
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Why is there a voice in my head?
A voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking. Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
Goodbye, Divine Tree, take care.
And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
How could it be?
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Ooh, I can add a waiting emote because a lot of dialogue is just waiting for dialogue to finish.
He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely. If he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Good night.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Let me wake up.
With this dream, I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Will be fine. I am okay.
I'm still here. And then
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real.
I'm real. I'm real. I'm real.
Who am I?
And then the dream went black.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh my god, new character?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings,
oh my god, it's a Stanley.
and went to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Same, Stanley. Same. Relatable.
For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
He was obviously crazy.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Where did all this time? I don't know, we'll see. You can toss it in a escape
How long
pod.
was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something maybe Stanley would never pick up the bucket. A lonely bucket. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Entered, rather.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief. Oh no, not
Escape
again. I won't be coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Staring in.
Nice, clean. That was very clean. Very clean, that. Love to see. No. See, once again, this is also an intended ending because you can trigger the doors closing but not go through them. And it's just genius. Oh. New location. Crazy. And now, one of my least favorite parts of this level, you can't really see where you're going. And it probably looks even worse on stream. Like, there's no light. There is absolutely no light at all. I have to figure out where the hell I'm going. It's quite difficult. Like, here it gets tough. It's doing well so far. Okay, we're doing well. We're making progress. Here we go. Moves. We are making money moves, as they say. There you go. Oh my god, escape pod. We can escape. Did we escape? Oh my god, it's a gold. Let's go, it's a gold.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand.
Purple segment.
It was only a matter of time before he found the other. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Stickers, Figley's 234. Gotcha.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's do this. Trigger another ending.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his... Oh, Stanley.
There you
Do
go.
you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Now we gotta
You can
wait
feel
till we
that,
get
can't you?
stickers.
The aura of jealousy, it's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be
Damn it,
strong.
broom closet.
This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Heck you, bucket room. Oh, no, not bucket. Broom closet room. Heck you. There you go.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
False.
Here we go.
Okay.
There. Now,
Property of Stanley.
no more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, Broom Closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Thank you, Minia. Welcome to stream. How are you?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to
Now
slap it
run.
on as well because I'm coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked
There you go.
upstairs
Another
to
sticker.
the boss's office. Found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each
Now, if I've done this
moment
correctly,
you come
I should be
across one of
climbing
these
up the staircase and getting to the top. Could be worse, I guess. It has gone up, so that's good.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about
17 cents, now you're rich.
Stanley thing?
God damn it.
What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Oh my
Another
god.
Stanlerine under your belt.
Yeah, I need to play around with a bunch of these things. But yeah,
Stepping into
soon
the manager's
TM.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an
Was that you just
indication
clearing out your
that
bits,
Stanley
like,
was the correct code by
wallet or whatever?
Was it
You had
the
17
button?
remaining.
Was it
Spend it all in one place. I won't.
Yes. This
Promise.
is certainly the
I'll
most
be
logical
responsible.
explanation. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines.
Hello.
Now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figley.
Hello, Plush Foxy. Yes, I'm speedrunning this game, all endings. And it's going well, I guess, for now. Well, within an even amount. That's fair. That is fair.
I'm sure it will come to me.
Am I backed up in the thing? Yes, I have. There you go. Very nice. This is your first run? No, this is my, well, my fourth, I guess, proper attempt at this category. And we're gonna try to go for world record. I lost world record a few weeks ago by 17 seconds, so I'm upset. Oh wow, is that why you bid 17 bits, Minia? Because I was slower than a world record by 17 seconds. Is that why? Is that the meaning?
Everything will be fine.
But yeah, I want to run this category because I want to try to get a world record.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the
Lost
front door of the
consequences.
red
Yeah.
under control facility.
I don't need anything from this morning. God, I haven't kept count, but
The lights rose on an enormous
Probably,
room with television screens.
4 or 5 of
What
them, I guess, right
horrible
now.
secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both
This was the
wondered to
guys
themselves.
hanging out.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being
Agnew
videotaped,
AKM is now following.
monitored like guinea pigs.
Nice, the Indo translation of your name is nice. Hello, Agnew. Welcome to the stream.
And it
Thank you for the follow.
burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that was the bucket under the mind
There you go.
control
Very nice.
facility's influence as well.
I've
Has
done,
the
yeah,
bucket been
probably
filled with
5,
things
6 endings at this
you
point
wish to
out
do?
of,
What kinds of things
I want to
does the
say like
bucket want
20
to do
something.
or not want to do in the first place?
actually, yeah, I don't actually know the number of endings, like, top of my head right now.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He
You had
couldn't
3, 6,
accept
okay, you on the
his
3,
own
okay,
life
that's
in
fair
someone
enough. That's
else's control.
fair.
Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the
Yes,
entire
this one I
world.
have to press
At this point, he
no
could
and
trust
turn it
no
off.
one except for the
And to get the false hope ending, yeah. I should have reacted
But
there
here
earlier.
was the
It's
proof.
fine.
The heart of the operation.
Most of this is just,
Controls
yeah,
labeled with
I forgot the
emotions,
stairs are this way.
happy or
It's
sad or
pathing.
content.
Stuff to
Walking,
protect black
eating,
holes.
working,
There's my
all
walls
of
are
it
very
monitored
touchy,
and
so
commanded
off
from
and
this
on. Yeah,
very
I'm
place.
gonna turn it off
As
for
the
this
cold
run.
reality
For this
of his
ending.
past began to sink in. Stanley just
There you go. Ah! Another one. God damn it. Thank you for the 17 bits.
bucket waited in
11 years. I should, yeah, I might set up the Texas speech bot for. I just doubled my money, Minnie. That's crazy. Double the money.
Had defeated
I can't- God, I'm going crazy with money. I'm rich now.
The tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
Oh.
Excitedly, the two
Plus
of them
Foxy
began to discuss the type of
991 is now following.
Once they stepped
Thank you for
through
the follow, Flush
the
Foxy.
bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them
I am watching your speedruns. Thank you. Hopefully it is good luck.
From the end. True, it was a
Inspired.
simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together. With one another
Oh
to
god,
enable
okay, in second
trust,
thought,
to support, and
yeah, I need to set up the...
wait,
I might set up
what was
TTS
happening?
for
Why had the
subs,
door stopped?
I think.
Was Stanley and the
Put
bucket not about
those
to
in
be
your
freed?
bucket.
An unbearable silence filled
Oh,
the room.
that could be a fun emote.
Until
A
finally
bucket.
the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
I've been trying to think of emotes to add to the channel. And like one of them is like two of them is like based on RNG and like speedrunning terms, yeah, runs dead and like stuff like that. But then I thought if I put the whiteboard ending as an emote, that'll be pretty funny. And now just a bucket as an emote, or a bucket with my icon on top of it, and that's the emote. Like, I want to try that now. That sounds really stupid, but I think it'll be really funny.
Stanley thought to himself, as long as I have my bucket with me, right?
Oh
I'll
my
be okay,
God.
won't I? Stanley gulped.
Uh-oh.
Very soon now,
Time loss.
he was about to find out.
Rip runs dead. 3 seconds though, I can't believe this. Powerful bucket, okay. Let's ignore that. Pick up the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort
Female
rushed
Indo
over him.
TTS is fun here. I should look, yeah. I tried the male Indo TTS and it's still pretty funny. I might swap it to Indo at some point. I mean female.
Telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place.
The bucket.
And here it was.
Okay,
The
in
bucket
this,
turned out to be
because
quite
apparently there's actual lore. The bucket is evil.
Stanley took the door on his left. to go back
Now we're doing the powerful ending where I jump off the platform, but I hold the bucket. But I'm also collecting some of the figurines for a different ending.
somewhere else.
Which is this one.
You're getting close now, Stanley. But Stanley feared that
There you
any
go.
path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket. His dearest
There's time loss here because I forgot to
So he
reset
threw
my
himself to his
gold.
death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
There you go. Anyway, for a reset, and now back to Zending. So yeah, so I had to redo
Yes,
the
that's
route
how
a
everyone
bit
would be. Stanley
because
just needed
the
to get to the
rules,
meeting room, and from then on,
I wouldn't
he
say the
would not
rules
be
changed,
alone
but they were
ever.
clarified. And some of the things I was doing in my PB run are now not allowed.
Stanley came to a
Which is
sense
why
of
I
joy.
lose
Took
time
his
here and
foot
there
off
because I need to
the
reset the
meeting
gold
room, and Stanley knew
splits
it perfectly
and stuff
well.
like that.
Perhaps he
So
wanted to
hopefully,
stop by
when
the
this
employee lounge
PBs,
first, just to
I can
admire
do
it.
that. And
Standing
the
now
splits
in
are all
incredible
accurate
room,
and
Stanley
correct and
was
stuff like
but
that.
eager to get back
We need
to
Lord
business.
Bucket Hat.
Stanley took
Oh,
the first open door on his
oh.
left.
God, so much ideas.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So much ideas.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is...
There you go.
Really?
That
I
was
in the middle of
slightly
something. Do you
scary
have
because I keep
zero
thinking I messed that up,
consideration
but
for
we're fine.
others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really
Oh,
do
trying to go
want
to the
help
red
you,
and blue
to
door with
show
the
you
bucket.
something. And then
I'm doing that later in this run. You don't actually get to the red and blue doors because before, like the door before red and blue, it says no buckets beyond this point. So if you take the bucket to this area, you'll trigger that ending instead. Which is why, yeah, for this part, I didn't take the bucket because I needed to collect the Figley in this room. And the only way to get into this room is without a bucket. Bucket races.
Now listen
Oh my
carefully, this is
God.
important. Stanley walked through the red door.
There you go.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all
Okay, this could kill my run. No, not my run, but like I could get time loss here. I'm gonna try a strat, which I need to practice more.
Running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you
yeah.
see that it's killing us?
Maybe I'll try a strat here, which might work, it might not.
We would both be so much happier
if we just stopped.
And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Brief warning, I guess, and reminder, this ending is quite dark. So if you're not,
What are we looking for?
I don't know, if you're not well of mind, I guess
Oh, it's beautiful. No,
stop watching the stream for a bit, at least for this ending. Because yeah, we're gonna jump,
stay away from
I
those
guess.
stairs. If you hurt yourself,
for-
if you die, the game will reset.
To be blunt, we're gonna
We'll lose
jump.
all of this. Please, no,
Favorite
Stanley,
ending.
let me stay
Ooh.
here. Don't take this from me.
Okay, let's try
Please,
this.
Stanley, think about what you're doing. No!
Okay, that's one ending, nice.
Oh, thank God you lived. Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
Okay.
No, my God.
There we go.
Is this really
We've
how
just
much
doubled
you
it.
dislike
That's
my
good, I got the
game?
first skip.
That you'll throw yourself from this
Ending isn't
platform
dark, then
over and
turn
over
off
again,
your
isn't it?
screen
You're
brightness, god
literally
damn
willing
it.
to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Okay, so one more
Maybe
jump
you're
after
just
this.
getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
Get this
I just
done.
wanted us to
I
get
got the
along.
skip in the end. I
guess that was
feel
too
like you
much
can
to
do that
ask.
more often besides the first
Like I
try.
wanted to make a choice after
But
all.
I just don't think you get enough speed to get it
This one
done.
is yours.
Break the game. Oh, the game's ending. Yeah, that one's fun. That one's really fun.
Is it over?
I can't pick a favorite ending. That's so, oh man,
I'm going.
there's a lot of good ones. Figurines is missed. Okay. This is also a unique ending. I like
Stanley, I'm sorry, but
probably
I, have to pause on
I don't even know if I like. There's a lot of good endings in this game.
those Figley.
Probably
I
press
haven't
conference.
stopped thinking about them since you nabbed
Because
every
that was the
last
first
one.
thing I tried in this
Wasn't
new
it just
game,
the
and it was
most
just so
intrinsically
creative.
fulfilling moment of your
This game, how do I know what's
entire
going on? That's
life?
fine.
Brim with inner richness. Yes,
I guess watching a speedrun isn't a good idea to learn what's happening in this game. Because I'm not paying attention to dialogue whatsoever.
The figurines. Just one more time.
Everything we can't see.
Here's where it all began.
The first collectible.
Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right
There's a
there on
wall
the
there,
screen,
okay.
but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent.
There you go.
We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
There's a new route here that I need to like set up for,
And here,
but
is
it
a
kind of
second
messes up
Stanley.
everything
I'll be
I've done
honest,
up to
back
this
then
point.
had
So
no
I need to
feeling
like
to
look
find
into it.
any of them, let alone
There is a
possess
glitch here that
them.
people use for any
All
percent,
sorts of
and I think it should be allowed in here.
remarkable ways.
Like that glitch should be allowed in here.
Okay,
But I'm not
let's
gonna do it
a
now
little
because I really
quiz.
can't be bothered
Which
to
of these
throw my
rooms
run
was
away
the
that
room
easily.
you found your
Also, it's really hard to
third
do.
stand? Can you remember?
It's such a hard
That's
skip. I'm gonna
exactly
play
right.
it safe.
It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it
Here
up,
is
and
where
then
gonna be a
after
lot
that,
of time
you had
loss,
3 of them.
so
I'm glad these moments
I'm
are
gonna
so
be
crystal clear in
behind
memory,
my
but I
PB at
shouldn't
this
be
point.
surprised.
But it's
After
okay.
all, science
We'll
tells
make up
us
time.
It's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
We will make up time. It's fine.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley. in the
That goes
pink
also with
room.
world record.
Oh,
Like
well, I
right
can
now, I'm
imagine
3
that
minutes
it's better
behind,
than
but that's
Figley this
because
week, but it's here
I
in the
collected the
room.
figurines
Third
now
monster
as soon as
pack.
possible. World record, he's
This was the
collected
fifth
it
mini-stand,
at other
and this one was
endings
really something
as
special.
part of like
It was in the
his
warehouse.
route.
I remember
So,
it so clearly.
It
In
will
fact,
it will
because
it
this
will
one
even
is
itself out
particularly special to
eventually.
me,
But for
I have a
now,
little
we're gonna
video
get
to commemorate
big
the
time loss.
occasion. Enjoy.
Oh, the jump text. So, I don't know if you went through the new content room, but the jump circle. We can bug the game into giving us the jump all the time, and that's why it says that text on the screen, because I've bugged the game, I've glitched the game to give me the jump ability all the time. And this is one of those levels where we see the jump circle again, which is why we see it on screen.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a long
Run's
time
going
making that
decently
video,
so
but
far.
8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
We'll make time eventually. But yeah, I think it's not bad. it's still too early to call because out of sequence of everything.
And then Stanley,
But I think we're going fine.
The final
Yeah, you can bug the game and have jump forever, yeah. But thing is, the unique thing is, whenever it says press R to jump, every time we jump, we actually use up the counter that we see in the jump circle. So that's why we like, whenever it says press R to jump, we need to be very careful about when we jump and how often we do it, because we only have 36 jumps in levels like this. Elsewhere in the game, if it doesn't say press R to jump, we can jump infinitely. Which is such a weird thing, but I guess, yeah, that's a glitch we exploit, I guess.
There was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Goodbye, memory zone. See, I gotta...
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
Stop the loading screen.
Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction.
See how that feels.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Oh, hit a curb. I was confused for a second that you reset the game. Yeah.
Yes, I love that video.
Bit messy there, if I got caught into something. Unfortunate.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
Good room, though. Solid room. Yeah, the fake restart. It's such a good joke. Like, okay,
any kind of reward for finding all
this is definitely up there one of my favorite endings because like they really play with the joke about not being able to move on from the figurines. But I think my favorite, press conference was really funny because that was the first thing I did in this game. Like I just tried it out and there was actual content there. It's kind of funny.
The past is truly a wonderful thing.
So a good second is the figurines ending, or the dismissed ending as apparently it's called.
One we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley.
I'm gonna keep going.
What else is there? What came before this?
So yeah, we're back at the jump circle. I have 19 jumps left, as you can see there.
The terrible new content that we were
how many endings are there? Yeah, high 20s, I think.
Oh, yes.
There's 21 endings. No.
Classic memory, this one.
There's 21 endings in the original game, so I think actually it could be more like 30 something. I think. Probably 30, 32-ish.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before?
Might not feel something in the skip button. Yeah.
I can remember.
Yeah, the narrator goes crazy in the skip button ending, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here's a time loss because the rules say I need to play through all cutscenes. I can't skip cutscenes, so we're gonna be behind PB at this point. But it's fine. It's how it is, it's fine. It's calm.
Along the way, I stopped making decisions.
I still have like a minute time save earlier on because I messed up the heaven ending with all the button, like pressing all the computer screens. Next is the bottom of the mind control facility ending. You can see this splits on the right. That's what the acronym means.
And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a
damn slower than PB's throwaway, runaway, run's dead. How many are ones that average player likes to find it so sometimes we seem to skip one. Oh,
I can be on my own again. I can do it.
Probably like, yeah.
I'll take care of myself.
Maybe like 80% of the content.
Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with.
Yeah, 80% of the content is basically like really obvious to complete. Some of them, like the bottom of the mind control facility ending, like it is harder to get because like you need to like if you don't try, if you don't like play around, you won't know that this is actually an ending.
Is the story of a man named Stanley.
I would say like 80%, 85% are normal endings that people can get on a normal playthrough. Cause I remember when Hammer played this game,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
I
it
had to
mean?
like really walk through
Stanley decided to go
with
to the
him
meeting
how
of
to
the
get
children
some of the
and the
endings.
boss. All seemed to melt away
'Cause it
as
isn't
Stanley
like that
embraced
obvious.
the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Yeah, mind control. The place where he turned on the cameras.
Still no one was here.
That is the mind
Stanley
control
needed the bucket's
facility,
warmth and comfort now more than ever.
and
Perhaps his boss's
you can
office.
actually fall off
To
the
escape
platform.
this, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, I thought the input. Shit. Run. Fuck.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Completely
Stanley was
zoned out.
stunned
Ah.
to discover not an indication of any human
That's
life.
time loss. That's
But
unfortunate.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer
I did it again. I forgot to press the fucking.
Was the bucket guiding him?
That's annoying, but
This
it's
is
okay.
certainly the most
I'll move.
logical explanation.
Completely forgot about the input. Okay. We haven't done the adventure line ending yet. That's like near the end of the run for in my route so far.
Stanley and the
Here you
bucket
go.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I played the games as intended. I'm sure the game time often. Yeah, that's fair. And here's the bottom of my control. Yeah, it's the bottom of the mind control facility ending.
But just as
There you
Stanley
go.
was about to proceed further into the Mind Control Facility,
Oh, I can't believe I
he
messed
fell
up that.
over the railing and into the dark
Okay.
void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket.
So I'm
which
gonna be
safely
one
cushioned
sequence
his fall.
behind then.
Now,
But that could
what
fuck up
next,
everything else.
Stanley wondered.
Shit.
Stanley and the bucket could find no way
I have
out
to-
of this
I
enormous
have to
pit, and
input
so
4, 2, 3 and
they
then
decided
reset
that
again.
The best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down.
Actually, no, it's actually fine.
So they set up a little couch and relaxed.
Couch.
It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps.
I can't believe I forgot to do this.
After some time had gone by,
Maybe it's
they
free, but-
installed a few shelves as well. and a sort of
No, we haven't
kitchenette
gotten the
that
3
was
ending
used
yet. That's
for when the
again
bucket
also a
was
bit
created.
later on in my splits.
But it
I don't
wasn't
think it's a
until the
popular
bucket
ending,
was
though, 'cause,
standing
like,
on
it's
that
quite-
screen That it really started to feel like a home. In fact,
Yeah, I
after
think it's
some
called the,
time, Stanley realized
what is it
that
called
had
in,
been
like,
ages since he had
speedrunning?
even thought of the mind control facility.
Fuck, I forgot what it's
He'd
called.
never gotten to fully explore
I think it's
the
called the lonely
being
ending.
able to unearth the many
Because,
mysteries
like, yeah,
of the mind control facility.
The dialogue is all about, like, oh, you know, you don't trust the,
Soon
like,
he
Stanley
was
lost the
relying
trust
on
of the bucket or something like
The
that.
state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn.
But that ending is much later in the run, like 2 hours, and I think we go through that.
Unsettled the bucket deeply.
I can't believe I missed the input again. This is the second time. This is the 3rd run in a row that I forgot to press buttons for Heaven ending.
Talk about was going back,
Ah.
doing it over again, staying on the path.
Oh, the serious room ending. That is not in this game because
What the narrator says, I need
you
to
need
see the true
like
ending.
you need to use the Valve engine
No sense of
and the cheat menu to get the serious room ending, and that isn't a thing on this game.
Yet Stanley,
There's no console commands in this game, so that ending doesn't exist
this isn't
anymore.
an ending. This is just a hole
Which is
in the
pretty
ground.
sad because it is a pretty funny ending, but yeah,
True, it wasn't an ending.
I'll have to skip
Where we
this
happen
split
to
because it's
be, and
inaccurate.
maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long
Actually, it's fine. There you go. Okay, so 419. I'm gonna press 419
All of his
first.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Uh,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There you go. Countdown. Yeah. I'll do countdown first.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
So an often
he entered the
Deluxe
door on
is
his
not
left.
using teacher. Yeah, that ending doesn't exist in this game anymore. So yeah, you don't use it.
Yet there was not a single person
wanted to
here
nap.
either. Feeling
My
away
neighbors
of
are
disbelief,
having evil
Stanley
beaver
decided to go
grinding
up to
making
his
noise on
coming
the
to a
wall. Oh
staircase.
man.
Stanley walked upstairs to his
Unfortunate.
boss's office.
Sorry, you have to deal with that.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human. Stanley was in such a rush to get through
I didn't
the story
change.
as quickly as possible.
Okay, interesting.
He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That's kind
interesting.
of anxiety isn't healthy.
Didn't change.
So he relaxed
Okay.
for a few moments
Rocky
with some
sleep.
calming new age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna have to do now, I think, is that after this split, I will restart, get this input, reload again, and then get secret disco and stuff like that, just to realign my splits. And let's take the time loss here. It's not a bad time loss, to be fair.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
Yeah.
the large door that read...
Not ideal. I can't believe I zoned out in that one split. Ah, well. 4-2-3, gotcha.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
I've always felt a bit scared doing that jump.
To find out. Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
There you go.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
I haven't failed that jump yet. Which is a good thing, I think. Because I'll really mess up the run.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom, this mind control facility,
nice.
it was too horrible to believe.
Where do you fall? There you fall aside. You trigger the bottom of the mind control ending. That's like a new ending that they added to this game. Because apparently in the normal version of the game, you can fall down there and yeah, you break the game because you're not meant to be down there. So they added an actual ending because people kept bothering them about this bug. You'll see it in the next split, but it's actually really funny, like how they dealt with this ending.
Utterly blind to the world.
Because it's countdown, which means I have to turn on the button.
Heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you tried to take control of the machine for yourself.
So yeah, so for the next 4 minutes, we're just gonna have to wait and let this thing, because this is the only way to this ending. The only.
But you need to understand.
How do I phrase this? There's nothing else you can do in this ending except die. There you go.
Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're gonna have to do
better than that. How
I'm
far
afraid
am
you
I
don't
headed?
have nearly the power
Yeah, I'm gaining
you
time
need
to world record.
And I believe you'll find
Yeah, let's go. We're making time back.
Stanley realized
It's
he had
okay.
just
We're getting
initiated
there.
the network's emergency
We're a third of the way
fire
through the run.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA
Yeah, this ending,
identification,
you die anyway. You can't avoid death.
eliminating the entire complex.
All the buttons in the earlier room, they're all meant to trick you. There's no
2 minutes.
there's no way to like stop the countdown.
More fun, isn't it?
They're all like
It's your
misdirections.
time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Yeah, quite.
You'd like to know where your co-workers
This is
are?
quite literally just gonna be waiting around.
Solace before
There's,
you're obliterated.
there's really nothing else I can do.
I'm in a good mood.
So might as well just wait, relax, watch the counter go down.
I
Guess-
raised them.
Some mid-run stretches would be helpful.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the white mod.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna have. I should steal that idea from hammering. Have a hydrate option.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're
That's a
going or what you're
perfect
supposed
idea.
to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button.
We're not running.
Screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
We're not clicking anything, narrator.
No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door.
Oh, this
Everything,
door.
anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won, sold?
It can.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Oh no, it's gone insane.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a
It's
spoiler.
gone insane.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Let's have
You're
a,
only still
let's have a
paying
look.
instead
For the sake
watching
of it, let's have a look around.
watch you for
See what
every
we can
moment
do.
that you're powerless.
Let's see with jump. I could. I might break the game, but it's fine.
This is not
Oh,
a challenge.
5.
It's a tragedy.
Nice.
You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Oh, there's a door. What?
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have.
No,
left.
it closed.
30
Oh
seconds
no.
until a big boom and then
That was a bait.
no ending. Just you
No.
alone.
Console disabled. Oh
Cling
damn.
desperately to your frail life. Or will you
Goodbye,
let it go
employee
first?
427.
Another choice. Make it count. Oh, it's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
Flashbang. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yay, it's a gold. Let's go. 423, okay. Let me quickly do this.
All of his co-workers were gone.
423, and I'm gonna restart again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had seen.
There you go. Just so to get that done, because I'll take the time loss.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Secret
What could it
Discord,
mean?
okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll take the time loss here, because I might as well. And everything else should be
Stanley came
aligned
to a set of two
normally.
open doors. He
Okay,
entered
I'll
the
take
door on his
the
left.
boss's office button. Reboot the game entirely, the game tells me. I will not.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his
Boss's office.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah
Blah blah, dark secrets to keep at.
Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Keel surprise. Very cool. I tried to figure out what I could do to trigger that, because I think that, like, I want to learn exactly, like, what do you have to do to make it so that the narrator, like, opens the
large door that read, "Mind
opens
control
the
facility."
secret door earlier. I never understand it. Like, I don't know what exactly you have to do. I know it's like a counter thing, or like if you open it enough times, it will go faster. As like yeah, you've already seen this so many times, but I don't know the exact number or if there's any like trick you can use to like make it go faster.
Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom and this mind control facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really
So
been
now I gotta
in
wait
sound
for
control all this
everything to
time?
open.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions
I mean,
had been manipulated
I could
to
walk the
accept
rails,
it
but I'm kind of scared to do that. So I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, if you wait here long enough, they'll open the door like that. But I don't know. Again, I want to look into this better. Like, what triggers that? So, click this. There you go. Now the secret disco. And now we have the... Ooh!
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you.
You're all very, very clever.
When it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go.
New content.
You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of the
That's the ending. That's his ending.
Isn't that what you crave? New content?
New content?
More content. More. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this session. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret.
That's just for you. That's how special you are.
We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job. You did it.
Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. You made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending.
Now it's an ending.
I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams.
So dumb.
Railings don't mean anything.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good
Yeah, that'll be time loss. You're gonna have to
Good
messed
job,
up the
you did it.
earlier part.
Good job,
It's fine.
You did it. Good job, you did it.
It's fine.
Good job,
We're
you
fine.
did it.
There you go. We're back. 434.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he
There
would
you go.
never be alone ever again. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all
All along.
He then praised the game for its insightful and
Such a good song, honestly.
into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
So this is a song
Now
ending.
that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate.
Oh, you'll see that in the
Seems
bit,
to be an internal conflict going
flush.
on
You'll
when
see
you
that.
are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Music playing, we can end. There we go. Now, input received. There you go. Welcome to Heaven. And boom, time save. We are back ahead of my
All of
PB.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he at first
There we
Stanley
go.
assumed he'd broken the map.
So
Until
now
he
if I
noticed
had
the
done it
correction,
better-
realized it was part
Oh
of the
my
game's
god.
design all
We're
along.
back ahead. We
He
are
then
back
praised
ahead.
the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Oh.
Maybe we just off so I can continue. Murder. Ah, shit. I need to get a different away. No, give me this right. No, stop giving me short. Fuck.
All of his
Yeah.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-worker... Yes!
I could have
whispered
done
the
obsession, I
bucket
think,
into
but I just wanted to get...
Escape from
Yeah.
that dull office
Oh
and that
well.
pesky narrator. At last,
I should have
out
swapped
here
it
in the
over.
white void,
Unfortunate.
we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history. Of the countless
It's a
wars
nice
it
emote,
waged,
yeah.
desecrating the
You can
land
see it in the
lives of
screen as well,
untold
that's
numbers
great.
of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the
So I
actions
lost
it
what?
might have
How
taken
lost how
to
long? That's
curb
3
the
seconds time
madness
lost, I
and
think.
decay, if
Oh, I should
only
have gone...
it had been
Ah!
of hope
I
and
regret that
redemption,
now.
and its
Obsession. I should
crusade
have gone to
uplift the
obsession.
stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes
There
met
are 2 short
halfway,
hallways
meted out in parcels
back to
by
back.
charity,
That's pretty
and
rare.
abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration
How did I do
begins to
that?
dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket
my
wondered to
God.
itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No.
Said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gamhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
Oh my
As Stanley
god.
screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Oh god.
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, you would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless.
This fucking...
You've
This
demonstrated such
one.
bravery
This
here today.
ending is
Come,
so dumb.
Let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this
Yeah, I
bucket,
want a fucking
nor the
emote on this
dark
now.
magic cast away inside of it.
Yeah, it's the second time lost. Wow, I called that.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his
Obsession.
hand. It was only a matter of time before he found...
So yeah, the bucket is evil.
The bucket and
Uh,
smiled. He'd
Josh.
never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
telling him
This
the
bucket
employee lounge
Oh
was
my
simply
god,
the
what is that
place to
emote?
be. And here it was.
That looks-
Had
yeah.
the bucket turned out to be
Kinda
correct?
doo-doo.
No, never mind.
I'll make something, I think.
Stanley took the door in
I
his
kind of
mouth
want to base it off
to
Stanley's
the
bucket
meeting room.
and make it like my own thing.
No,
That'd be cool.
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere
Eee,
else.
bad.
The cargo lift, yes. Go.
Add bucket, add this to your emoji. I don't use emoji. I haven't played around with adding emotes like BTTV or something like that, or the other one. But yeah, I'll brainstorm something for now, and then like later, yeah, you can Discord me ideas. But now I have ideas right now.
Feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket,
I'm losing time to a record. But it's okay, I'm still ahead of my TV, so it'll all balance out. It will all balance out.
warrior I feel every time I pick it up.
Nice, so that
How many
went on
times
screen.
I've done it,
Okay.
It's always the same feeling.
Also, okay, we're gonna drop frames here because for some reason during cutscenes,
Emptiness in my chest
OBS doesn't like it.
when I said it.
So it will look choppy on your end. That's because OBS just doesn't like
Sense.
showing the cutscenes.
There's no explanation.
Even though it's
for
perfectly
it.
smooth on my end.
Still haven't figured out why.
That's
I
all good,
see
Plush.
the world so
Don't worry about it. It's all chill.
differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so
Good.
What do I do with this treasure? I can
monetize it.
monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the
It's
bucket.
so dumb.
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Oh my god, it's the guy from the last ending. Yeah, that time lost there is unfortunate. No, normal ending time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. So this is a normal ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And in the meeting room, the game's gonna tell us off for not restarting. Here we go.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
To
to
the
his
boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Here's the door, just go.
So now it's just just doing all these endings and they're getting all of them done now. So this will be a bit of
Stanley
a
walked straight ahead through the large door
straightforward
that
part of the
read
run, but
Mind
hopefully I
Control
can gain
Facility.
time. I'll probably go to the escape with the bucket, I'm not sure. Did it earlier in the run, like for the freedom ending where you try to escape and the gates open. Halfway through the gates will stop, realize you have the bucket and will close again.
To find out.
And the story is, oh, the facility can tell you're using the bucket, it wants the bucket as well, it's not gonna let you
Each
go out.
bore the number of an
That's the
employee in
ending.
the building.
And with the, if you turn on the mind control system with the bucket, you'll see that in the next split what happens.
Eternally monitored in this place where freedom.
Hey.
This mind control facility. It was too
Based
horrible
off
to
of
believe.
the what is life?
Had Stanley really been under someone's
Amazing.
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
He could
couldn't
not
accept
accept
it. His own
There we
life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart
Not
of the
for
operation.
me.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy.
Oh, it's not even your food. Oh my god, that's even worse.
Working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very
Oh, that's
and as the
painful.
cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley... blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Uncertainty.
Was it over?
Was it over? It was.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command, Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this
Now we do a
strange
nice little
building
skip.
hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been
I
seeking,
can't do a skip, of course, this
but
one.
happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
There you go.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
You can
immense
get
possibility of the
fucked.
new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
I might need this. Yeah, I gotta clear out auto mod stuff again. Okay, nice. Birdwatching. Now this is what happens when you
All of his
turn on the
coworkers
facility
were
with
gone.
the
What could it mean?
buckets.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting. The good old bucket.
Good old
Just
bucket.
Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
This part is the more repetitive part of the run, because
No
I'm
one was here.
doing
Stanley
the
needed
normal
bucket's
ending
warmth
and then the
out
ending
the
with
bar
bucket,
more than ever.
and I'm repeating that
Perhaps
for
his boss's
every
office
like
flew to
different
staircase.
version.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to
So
the
it's a
boss's
bit of a
office.
chore right now, but we'll get there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it
By
the
sheer
bucket
luck?
all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It's the most logical explanation.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Mind control facility.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Ooh, that was
What
close. That
horrible
was
secret did this place
close.
hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket
Everyone in
had
the
never seen
office?
anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that it was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well. Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life
What if you're gonna
in
die with the
someone
bucket
else's
and only
control
press on down the
never.
ending when you jump off the platform and it died?
His one friend in the
Um,
entire world. At this point, he could trust no one
You mean
except
in this facility, right? Yeah, we did it earlier. You basically like start a new life with the
But here
bucket
was the proof.
at the bottom of the
The heart
facility.
of the operation.
Which is pretty
Controls
funny.
labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content.
It's
Walking,
on, so it's on the right
eating,
side.
working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley but at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an
You
image
hacking
appeared
bucket?
upon the enormous screen.
Birds.
Silly, silly birds.
Silly
The
birds.
control buttons became active again.
Penguin.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another.
Oh.
And then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
Ooh.
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Silly
The mind
birds.
controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Silly
Of
birds.
all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely
Just
the best.
acting because there's birds.
Stanley was happy.
I only get 5 seconds time loss there. That's kind of weird. Okay. Unfortunate, I guess.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in?
Regular museum
How
now?
is that possible?
Okay.
They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
Enter
the
the door on his left.
Yet there was not a single
I will
person
not restart the
here.
game. No, you
Feeling
can't
a
make
wave
me.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Here's the door, just go.
Here's the door, just go.
Up, mess it up. Unfortunate. How are we? Okay. We gained a bit of time on world record. We're getting there. It'll all work out.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
Thank you, Divine Tree. Good luck on
Although
your
this passageway had the word
exercise,
escape written on it,
gym
which
time or
was that
whatever.
at the end
Thank
of
you for
this
stopping
hall,
by.
Stanley would meet his violent death.
We will PB. This will happen.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Death. Oh, there's a hole. This won't kill me at all. That's fair. Enjoy your walk.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley
I'm
was
gonna
edged
die.
closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the big
There is
picture. He doesn't know the real story.
as part of the category extensions leaderboard, there is a category called death percent, where you have to do every ending where Stanley dies.
So he resigned and willingly
That could be a fun meme run.
put an end to his brief and shallow life.
I think there's like
Stanley,
8 or 9 endings in this game where Stanley dies. Ooh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Damn.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Should I
What
try it?
exactly did the
Can I
narrator
jump over
think
that?
he was going to
Probably not.
accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Would it be faster to go with that? No, it's not. Yeah, it's not faster.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
There you go.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
This a JoJo reference?
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game.
No.
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true
Stop
choice.
now.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Oh, dead. Feels bad. Oh wow, that's a gold. Let's go.
All of his code
purple
was
split.
gone. What could
Very
it mean?
quick.
Stanley decided to go to the meet.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled.
Ah.
Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine.
Long
with him.
hallway. That's a 9-second time loss. That's unfortunate.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered
This will be
the
hard to
door on the
PB.
left.
Or this split would be hard to PB.
Still no one was here.
Oh,
Stanley needed the bucket's
don't you
warmth
want to
comfort
restart the
now more
game?
than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of
There you
any
go.
human. But Stanley guessed the correct code by
By sheer luck.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Rip the bucket's life, not Stanley's life, just the bucket's.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
Where did it go?
It was a glorious
disappeared.
bucket to behold. Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is... No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
There you go, got it. That was nice and quick.
But there is something we can do.
The bucket is
Something we
Stanley's
can do
life, the bucket
together,
is my
you and
life,
I,
the bucket is
that will
your,
right this terrible
our
wrong.
bucket.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take his place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision of...
He's dead. That could have been a really good split if I didn't get long hallways. Oh well. That could have been a really good split.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
That's kind of messy.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility.
Now we have to
boss,
wait.
admitting he had left his post during.
So I'll be right back.
He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
The rooms were repeating, oh god.
He exclaimed, without my bucket I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be?
The
He walked
buckets!
forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next.
Buckets!
None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
So many buckets.
Come
Oh my
to
god.
me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had
Where's
to
the
return to his
bucket?
old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Yep, there you go. This is a story about a lady named
This
Mariella.
is a story
A woman.
of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and
The
walked to her
bucket
desk.
of comfort.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at once, for which her bucket
Yeah, they took these models from like the 2013 original. They just kept it in the game. It's so funny.
chick's ass, and she backflipped all the way to work.
She backflipped all the way to work. Bit of time lost there. I messed up somewhere. Sacrifice now is with the bucket. Okay.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Got it. Very clean. Very clean, that was very clean. I understand the creator of this game hates Stanley because he's always dead. When you press on, you die. When you escape, goodbye Stanley. When you jump off the platform, oops, you died. He's always dying. Yeah, so in one of the endings, when you collect all the figurines, it's revealed that the narrator was the one who made this game, I guess, or Stanley. So I guess, yeah, it may be less than hating Stanley, but more like just venting his frustrations using Stanley. That's why Stanley always like has endings where he dies. Then other times, Stanley has endings where he's happy. You know, he escapes the facility, or the bird ending, you know, something adorable like that. So it's kind of interesting, like the deeper story of this game, which is weird. It's weird that a game like this has deeper story. It's kind of interesting, like the little details that they mention. Speaking of story, this is gonna be a sad ending if you're gonna be ready for it. You live happily ever after with the bucket, yeah. Welcome back, 11 years. Oh no, speaking of happy ever after, it's a sad ending. What a segue. No, bucket, don't leave. They get a pet mop and frolic in the meadow. No, bucket, don't leave, bucket. It's okay, bucket. Go, save yourself. Okay, I must have gotten a short hallway here, because how did I get time loss? 9 seconds? 10.6, yeah, short hallway. Press conference.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh look, the bucket's disappeared because he already sent it off to space, or wherever that rocket pod goes. Press conference, okay.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door.
Okay, now we're getting to the sort of like the longish endings of this run, of this game.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
We're close. I think we're like maybe 8 endings left.
Stanley decided to go up
10
to his
maybe.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Here's the door, just go. Jim. We're halfway there. We're getting close. We're getting close. Did you think? Oh.
Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I just can't wait to find out. So go here. Trigger the dialogue.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before
Now
you
we
got
wait.
onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat. Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I love the sarcasm. It's so good. This is one of my favorite endings because it's sarcastic. Did you think
we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor?
No.
It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
The suspense is killing me. Oh my god, it's the boss's office.
It's absolutely changed.
Here's the funniest part of this ending.
Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Such a good ending. So funny. Do 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 do.
All right. I have foot, of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling.
Oh my god, the sarcasm is so good. Does not give a shit.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley.
The anticipation.
You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice
and slow?
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it.
It's so good. It's so slow.
It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work
little
and your
press
storytelling and
conference.
your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you really...
No, the stream hasn't stopped. We're just waiting for this to continue.
That might leave a tremendous impact on them for the
There you
better.
go.
Oh, good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere. Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Just through this
Are you
door.
ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling.
The dude who
and
came
what it
up with
means to
pizza.
craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Thank you. Thank you. So today for my TED Talk, up, down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up again. Welcome to this TED Talk today. So good, such a good ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... And try not to lose this one too, you dolt. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and
Entered the door on his left.
Still no one was
So now if I
there.
swap to the world
Stanley
record
needed the
splits, I
bucket
should be
warm and
ahead of
covered
world record by
down
now
more than
because
ever.
he did
Perhaps
something
his
different
boss's
in this
office.
part.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
And that should be the last
Stepping
one I
into
go
his manager's
into for its
Stanley
office.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by
By sheer
sheer
luck.
luck.
Yeah,
As
gain
if the
time.
bucket
Very
knew
cool.
all along. Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Look at that. We're slowly making time back. We're fine. We're all good. We're all good.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket.
Can we go back up?
When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can
The
try
number
pressing the
3.
again. The bucket said nothing.
The bucket said nothing.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over.
There we go.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Yeah, I think they don't have the going faster thing when you have the bucket on. I found out. It kind of sucks because I think it would have really needed it.
Not till you understand how much the
But,
number 3
yeah.
means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness
Oh my
I feel.
God.
He smiled at the bucket.
The bucket said nothing.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes.
He told
and
stories
fears.
through the number 3.
He looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Ah,
Stanley and the
Stanley.
bucket were so close, they'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Yep, that's the ending. That is the upcoming ending. The saying stuff about number 3.
I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes
What
of
about
others.
the
It would get to see the world react to
optimal?
this
Yeah,
discovery of Stanley. And it would be
Oh, well,
through the public
it's
eye
fine.
that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything. This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
But no one
There was
turned
no
up.
one here.
Yep.
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to
Aww.
listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in
Very
that
sad.
moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The
Stanley.
bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less.
Doesn't help that this is a
Neither wishing
sad
to state
part,
the
a
obvious,
sad ending,
that any
and there's
sense
very
of
jolly
dual
music in the
significance
background.
had
Doesn't really
builded
help.
Since that day at the press conference, there would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Stanley. Aww. How was that a gold? What the hell?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The bucket
Stanley
is so
came
unhappy.
To a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Open door on his left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
It's time for the confusion ending with the adventure line.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
I'm master at creating dialogue for the Stanley Parable Watcher Deluxe.
from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
What was I thinking?
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I'd love to have. I see a recording of how they recorded his voiceovers. It's so funny. This guy.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet.
You can
This is
jump
all a
down there.
Spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
Don't look, chat. Don't look. Don't look.
Like to,
Can't look. Can't look anymore. Not allowed.
It's all rubbish.
He told us to not look.
The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't
Here it
wander
comes.
so far
It's
off
coming
track, hmm? Okay.
soon.
From the top.
From the top.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
Oh, did
Did
something change? Stanley.
Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on.
Why am I asking you?
I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Now it's just walking around until the narrator talks again.
I'll say it.
There you go.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Okay, yep,
possible
it's
the
worse.
story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Aha!
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
Boop.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
You win!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Thank you. I
Oh,
worked so hard.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any
Let's
actual work for that
go.
win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I
Have to restart.
All right.
There it
I've got a
is.
Solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure
Adventure
Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
How simple is
See?
that?
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
To destiny.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
I already did
I'd
hear
like to
a few
apologize.
seconds of the
Where I
song.
was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Wait, cut the music. Go back.
There it is.
Look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? Oh, no.
Ta-da.
Line, how could you have done this?
Movement.
To us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it.
Restart.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring.
It's so funny whenever I do that. I go so quickly that it doesn't play the song at all.
Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Aha!
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
No,
Okay.
I will not.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door.
A reverse door.
And that in turn means that our destination
Corresponds with the
that
counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
So starting from the right, let us ask.
Loud. Whoa. Why was that loud? Okay, that was random.
Since the answer is clearly yes, then by all
Thought it was
accounts,
muted.
the door on the
Well.
right is the correct one.
Another victory for logic.
Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up. What's this?
What's this?
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Determined?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it.
I won't do it. I won't do it.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break
the cycle?
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Oh yeah, Mario 64 runs are crazy good, to be fair. All the bugs that they find and all the skips is quite incredible.
Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Dark.
They're always saying that life
It is in the
is a
title.
journey and not the
It is in the
destination.
title.
So I hope that's where we
God
are
damn
right
it.
now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Bucket destroyer time.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker.
And
In
a
time,
better
perhaps,
co-worker.
he would become both. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley
Bucket
took the
destroyer.
door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
And I've been consistent. Like, the graph is showing my consistency.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad
I haven't
you
been
found
losing
your
too
way.
much time
I
just
knew
by
you'd find
on
this place
RNG.
eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come
Stanley.
together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you
No idea.
Spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley.
I can't do it.
Say goodbye to the bucket.
Oh no.
And then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Singular personality
How
trait.
does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance
Oh my
that
God.
it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort
my
of Bucket
fucking watch
Destroyer
is my
merchandise
desk
the
again.
fans will be
Damn it.
clamoring for after this.
Okay,
the
Stanley.
Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it for the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
And here's where my FPS drops because for some reason this cutscene is... OBS is like the cutscene.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Fade to black. Oh. Ah, a few seconds. Few, 2/10 slower. Unfortunate.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself.
Cold
I'm
feet.
sure that the orders stopped coming in. How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was
We'll see in
mistaken.
another ending where he tries to destroy all the buckets. You'll see
When
it
Stanley came to a
coming
set
up
of
soon.
two open doors, this was not the correct way
What
to
happened when
meet
we tried
him,
to
and Stanley knew
remove all the
perfectly well.
buckets?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
Incredible, he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it. Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Yep.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Bit of time loss here, but it should be fine anyway.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Okay, good night, Dart. Thank you for the good luck. Hopefully I'll get it. We'll keep trying.
Was simply the place to be, and here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Well, from here, it looks like the only way forward is down, since the lift won't be coming back, but that's okay.
You've got a bucket.
Did you know that buckets are routinely used as cushioning devices? It's true. You can fall on a bucket from literally any height and survive. Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
There you go. And now it's games,
Wait, Stanley thought to himself.
which is the red and blue doors.
The orders stopped coming in. How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back
Alright,
to business,
Flash, don't worry about it.
Stanley
It's all
took the
chill.
first open door on his left.
Where's my... go.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story...
Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
that
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
There's nothing here.
Finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I'd written out specifically
For you.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Skill trees?
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking
You get a unique dialogue, but I don't actually know which one's the best dialogue. Like, what's the fastest
Clearly,
one?
there's something here that speaks to you.
I have no idea.
I can be honest here.
I need to watch the road record run for this ending just to see what they pressed.
But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party.
I feel like it's
going.
I don't know.
Based on
Could be
data
3.
From your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version, and to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
No, that doesn't matter.
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helps you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game,
Baby game.
Baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4 hours.
Why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's a
No, I never actually did this ending because you actually have to play for 4 hours, and I was like, nah, I don't want to sit down for 4 hours to do one ending.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even...
Yeah, so this run does not include the art ending, which includes saving the child and later the dog.
Oh, hey, since my game was so...
Because yeah, that itself takes 4 hours, so this would have been a 7-hour run if we added that.
What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Now this is different from the original game. We're playing Firewatch.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What's our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
Yeah, so the original game was Portal and Minecraft. In this game, it's Firewatch and another game, which you'll see afterwards. I can't jump here, okay. Unfortunate.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Yeah, this killed my frame for some reason. Such a weirdly intensive area for OBS.
Around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big,
insurmountable walls.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally
Yeah, again,
impressed.
dropping frames because for some reason OBS doesn't like this level.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is
This
game
seems sports ball. Stanley,
I
it's
think
sports ball.
Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the... Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you.
There you go. Back to the original halls of the first version of this game. Hole in one. There you go. It's the back rooms. Oh fuck, it's the back rooms. And let's go in here. Again, I need to watch this level specifically because I need to know how far you can move around. Get
I
time.
wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him.
He needs me.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. I can wait.
Oh, possible gold. Gamers, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Quiz show.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting. It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him...
The run, there's still time for the run to mess up. My run last time died in an apartment, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets...
I thought close again, but I
Stanley
think it's
chose
okay.
not to think about this
So,
obvious fact.
bringing the bucket
He
here
was
will
firmly
cause
convinced
this.
that the bucket had spoken to him. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
What is a
I
bucket,
suppose that would
though?
explain
That's a
what
good
bucket
question.
behavior
What is a bucket?
Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment. Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Is a bucket.
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
Not an
An
actual
actual
bucket.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket. not
Yes,
an
we're having an
actual bucket.
existential crisis about a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Item 4. Is this a bucket? Correct.
This is a tractor, not a bucket.
To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Okay, next one.
Is this a bucket?
Yes. Correct.
Correct.
This is a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Trick question. Both.
Both.
Gotcha.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Everything was a bucket.
I had no idea. How could... Except me. I am not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease.
It's so
Get
clever.
some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Nice. Apartment, so this is where I can get a major time save on World Record.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
I just need to make sure my game doesn't mess up.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you
All this time.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley.
I'm asking for
Your
her.
chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your...
And here we have to do basic controls.
She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
There you go.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Wife! Get this wife.
Gotcha.
Hello, wife.
Oh, come on.
You see wife
Think
again.
you had a loving wife. Who'd want to commit
Hello
their life
again,
to
wife.
you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to
How
see
far away am
something.
I? Yeah, okay.
Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of
Perfect,
his
Gerald.
existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now
He's eating lunch.
Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each
It was
day that
wonderful.
he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped out from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last,
Choice.
it barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again.
And again.
And
And again.
over and over, wishing beyond hope
Yeah, that's the
that it
next
would
part.
never end,
That's the next
that
clip.
he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is
Wife.
no answer.
No, wife
How
is
could there
gone.
possibly be?
We've lost
In
wife.
reality, all he's doing is pushing the same
Can't believe
buttons
this,
he
wife is
always
gone.
has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see?
And now we have to put this back.
He
Normal.
does not hear me. How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules.
Okay, that's too
simply
early.
gauge my
Okay.
intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
And Stanley pushed the button. Then I tried again. And Stanley pushed the button. Then I tried. Oh, perhaps. A gold. Let's go. Very
All of his
nice.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meet. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace. Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet compassionate.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
Yeah, now we're ahead of
telling
world
him
record.
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
No,
said the
Said
bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
The cargo lift. Good.
Said the bucket.
Good.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley
Buckets
chose
can't
not
talk.
to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright, thanks for sticking around this long, Plush. Enjoy your rest of your day.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Thanks
Go
for
into
watching,
this
man.
dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the...
This is
Easy
the sad
controls.
story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
It's all calm, man.
Once
Don't worry
upon
about
a
it.
time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
I
And
gave
then,
Stanley a
very
bucket because I thought he was
distressingly, he began to
lonely.
believe the bucket could speak to him. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Welcome back from your nap, Mania.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal
Run is decent. We'll keep it going. Ignore the best possible time, because I think that calculation is very wrong. Don't know why it's wrong, but it is wrong.
Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a
Good swap.
It can't think. It can't talk.
Now is Mini Mama's
All it
time
ever
to
truly
sleep.
do for
Okay.
you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. You see?
I keep forgetting it's there. I
He's
keep
still
forgetting it's
taking
there.
orders from the
Run is
bucket.
decent, but I am
Once upon a
dead.
time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted
Oh,
and listened to.
God.
Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket. This cold,
bucket.
empty bucket. This sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection.
Oh, I love this
it
show.
doesn't quite look like your average hardware.
My favorite
store
TV show right now. Let's
a
go.
little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
It's just a bucket.
Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings.
There we go.
The bucket.
Very nice.
No.
No.
What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket?
Get some sleep.
Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it
Just
asks.
get a
What's
big
wrong with
big
me? I
ol'
don't understand.
sleep.
Perhaps if I
Big ol'
had the
sleep
bucket,
works.
this would be less
Always good.
confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Yeah.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
Give
it
me
to me.
the bucket,
give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll.
Thank you. I feel like that's a good label to have. I mean, the music's like just tuned right now, so I don't blame you.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
High
be?
compliment, exactly.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we were close. We're doing the final two runs, the final two endings of the run, and we're 28 seconds
after.
faster.
Set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Keep
and
going.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
Okay.
here. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
look at that.
you really
It's
am.
gonna be so
I
close.
realize that investing your trust in
I
someone
don't know why
else
we're so
is
far
difficult,
ahead,
but the
but
fact
apparently
is
we
that
are.
the story has been about nothing but you
Okay.
all this time.
I
There's
lose so much
someone
time
you've
then.
been neglecting, Stanley.
Oh, Untimely Comedy problem.
Someone
Yeah.
you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This
I'm
is
asking
Stanley.
for her.
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work
Arrange
aside.
for test
and
plan.
let her
Not yet.
back into your
I have nothing
life.
planned right now.
She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. Oh, no,
There you go.
no, you can't.
I had nothing planned,
Just unplug the
so
phone.
I don't know.
Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Yeah, I need to look into. I need to start looking into the traffic themes again. But I think he's gonna be on PH in 2 weeks, I think. I know next week he won't be streaming because he's busy at Silverstone. The week after that he's on 5M. So I need to get something ready for then. I have some ideas, but I need to like actually look into them. And so far, nothing needs testing.
What did you? Wait a second. Did I just see? No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
Well, oh my god.
You're not Stanley.
Nah, I try
You're a real
to do that.
person.
I might do that as a joke. I have an idea. I have an idea that I might do as a joke. I'm not gonna say what it is, but you can probably guess it. It was tested. It was tested, and I might put it in as a joke.
If you've made any more wrong choices,
But I have to,
you might
like,
have negated it entirely.
pick a
It's as
theme.
though You completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you
Real-world
not grasp
decision-making.
The severity of the situation. Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's
Choice.
the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember
how to read.
that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying,
My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back-sagging crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
8 choices per
Do you
day.
make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Wrong way. Whoopsie. I'm throwing. I can't believe that. Actually throwing.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
We can't have you
Imagine
jumping
the
off the
main
platform
character
and dying.
senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Ah, you can't jump that. Okay. Good to know.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as
Stanley would.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction,
No!
as we're not too late.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For
Why?
What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so
Parkour.
much garbage?
Parkour.
It's worthless
Parkour.
now. And what am I supposed to do?
Parkour.
Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to
Parkour.
that? I can't lose that knowledge.
Parkour.
I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever.
Uh-oh.
I couldn't live
Parkour.
that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To
Parkour.
willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
He has to.
I have to.
He has to.
I'm here.
I'm
still
here.
Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
With you.
Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
You're a child.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... Misbehave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
He entered the door on his left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh my god, it's green? It's a green office now.
Inside his manager's office,
Wow.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Nightshark 115. No?
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Nightshark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Nightshark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to
God
take
damn
a
it,
story
Stanley.
seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to the 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Stanley?
Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Not done. Still have a bit more to go.
It's important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You can't be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something? Anything? This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? And the lawyer, are you listening to this? Stanley, hey there. Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. It's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time.
Come on. Hey. The last split.
Just a step
Let's
through
go.
this
We can get
door,
this.
Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through. Stanley.
The last run.
The only
last
co-worker
run.
he would ever
Let's go.
see.
The last ending before the final setup
Stanley
stuff.
clutched the bucket tightly to
go.
This was not the correct way
Let's
to the meeting room.
go.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Let's go.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
There you go.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the...
Whoa!
There you go.
Hold on.
All
Why
right.
did you
A
unplug
look
the
at
phone?
stuff.
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was
Interesting.
joking.
He got a short
Obviously, the
hallway
bucket
here.
isn't talking to
Oh,
you
the
and telling
fucker.
you to do things. Buckets can't
He's 10
talk.
seconds
It was a
faster than my
joke.
PB.
Don't
He
you
got a
get the
short
joke?
hallway
It's
here.
funny,
Must
Stanley.
have.
A talking bucket.
Can't you see?
Oh, man.
Goodness. I must
Okay.
have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Oh, yes, there is.
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing?
How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes.
Yes.
Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times. just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles, all of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back. I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous.
How ridiculous.
How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Also, I lost a sticker on my bucket. That's great.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud? Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back.
I messed up.
Here we go.
I messed up.
Ready?
Still on the
When
right door.
Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two
Forgot.
open doors, they entered the door on the left.
That's a 2-second time loss there.
What? We're back at the phone already.
Silly mistake.
No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. Now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Time loss. Grr. That's a few seconds time loss. Made a mistake. God damn it. That's like a 5-second time loss, I think.
In comparison, yes. Let me try that again.
Silly mistake. Oh well.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Seem like it is a delivery. Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale. What's another word to describe a bucket?
Stanley, get back into mental. I think I saw it playing guitar.
Guitar.
Getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the button was the whole point of it. I know these jokes. And he's more interested.
Ah, that's annoying.
That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Don't tell me I threw it all away. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So, this part now is the constant save and reloading. Yeah. 20 seconds. He must have got a short hallway and didn't make a mistake, has to be. Ay. Be close, like. Yeah, I lost 10 seconds there because of a dumb mistake. So you don't know it. Okay, I gained time world record. Oh, holy shit. That's ridiculously close. Oh my god, I threw away a 20. Well, it was gonna be a 10-second lead. Or a 13-second lead. Ah! So unfortunate. That's gonna be really close. A lot of space. But yeah, I was behind. If I hadn't made that mistake earlier in the run, I would have been in a much more comfortable position, I think. But let's keep going. Thank you. Ah, man, I made a mistake on Untimely Comedy. It's such an innocent mistake I just zoned out for no reason. And then the buttons, I guess, the monitor, the computers, I didn't press it at the right split, so I lost 10 seconds probably there. Yes, the run's gonna be over in 3 minutes. And it's 6 seconds faster than world record right now, and it could have been so much better than that, but we're gonna keep trying until the end. Okay, let's go. Oh my fucking god, it's fucking done. Oh my god. Oh, that run has so much more potential. Oh my god.